Life Audio.
So sometimes we think it takes a whole retreat to reset us, but often it's just the little things that bring back peace and presence and fun.
Hey there, parents. Are you tired of the babysitter search struggle? Look no further. Welcome to KingdomCareSitters.com, where Christian families connect with like-minded sitters who share their faith.
I was searching for a reliable sitter who understands our faith and family dynamics. With KingdomCareSitters.com, I found the perfect match.
And guess what? You can discover sitter profiles, post jobs, and even schedule and book short-term or long-term care, all on the user-friendly website, KingdomCareSitters.com.
Plus, KingdomCareSitters.com lets you pay securely online, whether it's date night, work commitments, or just some me time. Kingdom Care's got you covered.
As a sitter, I love being part of this community. I set my own rates, connect with amazing families, and make a difference in their lives.
Are you ready to find your perfect match? Visit KingdomCareSitters.com today, because when faith meets childcare, it's a match made in heaven.
Moms, we know the teenage years can be a roller coaster for your kids. Your sons and daughters still need you, but not in the same ways they used to. It can be hard to know how best to support and guide them. That's why me and my friend Stacey Thacker wrote our new books, Praying for Teen Boys and Praying for Teen Girls. Drawing from our experiences of raising sons and daughters, we want you to know you can fight for your teen, not against them. Our books include 90 scripture-inspired prayers to help you unlock the power of partnering with God through prayer, navigate your changing relationships with peace and confidence, and feel purposeful, not powerless, in your parenting. There will always be limits to what you can do for your kids, but there are never any limits to what you can pray and what God can do. Pick up your copies of Praying for Teen Boys and Praying for Teen Girls wherever books are sold.
Hello and welcome to the Encourager Podcast, where we have encouraging conversations to help you joyfully harmonize your home and work life. I'm your host, Rebekah Scott. I'm a wife, mother, designer, coach, and author. I'm here to help encourage and empower you to confidently make decisions that work for you and your stage of life, whatever that might be. Hello, encouragers. On today's episode, I'm sharing some of my very favorite things, tools, snacks, fashion, faith-based resources, and little joyful discoveries that help me do both home and work life well. They aren't sponsored necessarily, but some of them do have affiliate links, so I do encourage you to shop through those links. That gives the encourager a little kickback, but I just want to share these things because sometimes life can feel heavy, and these are just tiny things that kind of help anchor us and keep us looking forward to the next thing, and definitely things that we can share with one another. They also help boost momentum, even when things are going well, and when things are not going so well, they just have that little tiny little joyful nudge. I've broken them up into about 6 categories. So category number 1, these are tools that save my sanity. If it is possible, these guys have made a huge difference in my sanity. Number 1 is ChatGPT. It's like my silent assistant for brainstorming, for planning, and for calming the chaos. And I know there are mixed reviews on this, you guys. But remember that what we talked about with our guest, Ellie Saxer, is that if you are not using AI in some ways, which I'm positive all of you are, even if you're not aware of it, it is like saying the internet is not going to take off in the 90s. Like, we got to start using it. And I've loved it for brainstorming, especially for home life things. So, for example, Gus is going to be graduating. I used it to help plan how many guests we would have and how much food we would need. And then it asked me, like, would you like me to help with planning for decorations? Would you like me to help with invitations? Would you like me to give you a list? It just went on and on and on. And it worked so well to get Nick and I on the same page. It also acted as a referee. Not that we were like arguing about it, but you know how like things that you're planning for with your spouse can feel kind of heavy because it's like, well, trying to meet the needs of your family and of each other and like how to sort it out. So it kind of acted like, oh, well, here's objectively how ChatGPT suggested to do it, and then we could both tackle it based on our own strengths. So I really liked it for that. I've also loved playing around with it for our summer chore chart, just trying to plan my summer out and like, this is how many kids we have. This is what I would like the house to look like all summer. Can you give us some daily chores or weekly chores or monthly chores? It's just amazing for brainstorming and creating lists quickly. I do say you always have to do quite a bit of editing, but once it figures you out, that will be less editing, and it just relieves so much of the mental stress that I have sometimes. I also ask it to help me with work things like planning out for an art show. I've done the same method for years. I have it all in my head, which is not exactly good because my head is not always trusted. So this helped me like, this is what I do. Can you get this down into an outline of when I go to pack for a show, how to do that? I mean, down to like get the suitcases out of the van, pack by these styles, load like this. The 1948 belongs in this corner of the van. Like it's just such a great tool. So that's one of my favorite things, saving my sanity right now. Number 2 is, this is so good. This is not diet food blog. Okay, first of all, what a provocative name. This is not diet food. And I super, super like this Erin gal. And Erin, if you are listening, I have asked several times because I think you're amazing. I'd love you to be a guest on our podcast. Just throwing it out there. You guys, This Is Not Diet Food blog has just really awesome recipes that are very, I would say, Midwest friendly. They're not all casseroles. It's not like that. But there's gobs of recipes. And because I have learned to just like her, I've ended up going to her blog more than I go to Pinterest because it's also like super printable. I like to print the recipes out so that I'm less on a screen. And the majority of the recipes the girls can follow. So I can just say like, hey guys, this is what's for supper tonight. Can you get it started before I get home if I'm out? I super like it. I highly encourage you guys go over there. My favorite one as of just last week, because each week I find a new one on there that I really like, is her Sloppy Joe casserole. I think it's amazing. So check out This Is Not Diet Food blog. Also, you guys, on the email this week, we will have all the links to my favorite things so you can go ahead and check them out. Another tool that has saved my sanity is our Honey Huddle. I know I talk about it so much, you guys. It's a free resource on the website, theencouragerpodcast.com, underneath the resources tab. The reason why it's just been so monumental this year for our Honey Huddle is planning for Gus's graduation. And then it's just been in my face, literally the size of the animals that Nick got from Africa. So let me explain. On the Honey Huddle, there's a prompt in there that says his or her dreams. And this is to help you to zoom out with your spouse and be like, hey, what are your dreams? And maybe they're dreams together, and sometimes they're dreams separately. And one of the dreams that we got to see come true this year is Nick wanted to do some sort of big hunting trip, and he got to go to Africa with his best friend, and he got these beautiful animals. And they're huge, and now they're in our home. So that's why it's been in my face. But every time I see them, they are beautiful. And it reminds me like, oh my gosh, meeting together monthly for the Honey Huddle really made this dream come true because we would reference it back. And so it's just been such a pleasure to be like, man, something so practical, just this little outline that we do monthly added up to this big, beautiful dream and experience that Nick got to have. And now we are getting to enjoy in our home. So I highly recommend the Honey Huddle. It's a free resource on our website. Category number 2 is food and my break rituals. So I have been notorious since the kids have been in school about not taking a lunch break. I'm just like, get it all done before they get home from school because then we got to head into all the things. And it's not good. It's not good on several levels, but even just mentally pulling through, we should not do that. And so I've tried to be really clear. I've put it on my habit tracker for like a year and a half now. Take a break at lunch. I cannot promise you that I take a long lunch break because I'm just getting into this habit, but I am breaking to eat something and go for a walk if weather permits. Sometimes up here, especially in the Midwest, it's too cold. But I try to get outside so that I can get that fresh air on my face. I can hear nature. And just lately, when I've been eating lunch for whatever amount of time it takes, even if it's something small, then I go for this walk behind our house with our dogs. And I don't take a phone with me. The multitasker in me wants to listen to something, even if it's just like instrumental music or listen to a podcast or catch up on something. No. I've been learning, which I'll tell you about in a little bit here, no devices, just walk in nature. And it's been really good and even really healing just to take that break. So I do highly recommend. One of my favorite things is to eat lunch and to take a walk. A little less emphasis on the eating lunch because I still really struggle with why we have to eat food. I'm just like moving on, but I'm trying, you guys. Which brings me to one of my favorite lunch combos lately that is quick and easy and does check the box of trying to eat lunch is pairing cottage cheese. A cup of cottage cheese is like 23 to 25 grams of protein. And when I learned that, I was like, sweet. So I mix that with fruit sometimes, or I love tomatoes with it, or a vegetable, but that is a quick lunch, but it does give me some protein and allows me to still get outside and go for a walk. Another fun thing that I do with cottage cheese for the kids for an after school snack is I mix the cottage cheese with like Worcestershire sauce. And let's all giggle if I said it wrong. My brother's kids call it wash your sister sauce. So I put a little bit of that in there. Then I put garlic powder, onion powder, dill. I love dill. Pretty much any seasonings that I have in my drawer that we're looking forward to. We love paprika. We mix that in the cottage cheese container, and then we just dip our crackers in it. You could also dip vegetables. You could go all out. But that is a quick, easy snack. And then sometimes I just have it for lunch the next day. I've been trying to replace the inner rhetoric in my head that is do with surrender, surrender, surrender. I'm a work in progress, so I have nothing more to report than it is a common phrase in my head when I picture myself maximizing. I'm like, you're back to do. How about surrender, surrender, surrender? So that's what I'm trying. Hey, encouragers, hope you're enjoying this episode. We'll be right back after this short break.
Hey there, parents. Are you tired of the babysitter search struggle? Look no further. Welcome to KingdomCareSitters.com, where Christian families connect with like-minded sitters who share their faith.
I was searching for a reliable sitter who understands our faith and family dynamics. With KingdomCareSitters.com, I found the perfect match.
And guess what? You can discover sitter profiles, post jobs, and even schedule and book short-term or long-term care, all on the user-friendly website, KingdomCareSitters.com.
Plus, KingdomCareSitters.com lets you pay securely online. Whether it's date night, work commitments, or just some me time, Kingdom Care's got you covered.
As a sitter, I love being part of this community. I set my own rates, connect with amazing families, and make a difference in their lives.
Are you ready to find your perfect match? Visit KingdomCareSitters.com today, because when faith meets childcare, it's a match made in heaven.
Moms, we know the teenage years can be a roller coaster for your kids. Your sons and daughters still need you, but not in the same ways they used to. It can be hard to know how best to support and guide them. That's why me and my friend Stacey Thacker wrote our new books, Praying for Teen Boys and Praying for Teen Girls. Drawing from our experiences of raising sons and daughters, we want you to know you can fight for your teen, not against them. Our books include 90 scripture-inspired prayers to help you unlock the power of partnering with God through prayer, navigate your changing relationships with peace and confidence, and feel purposeful, not powerless, in your parenting. There will always be limits to what you can do for your kids, but there are never any limits to what you can pray and what God can do. Pick up your copies of Praying for Teen Boys and Praying for Teen Girls wherever books are sold.
Okay, category number 3 is fashion and my favorite bags. Okay, guys, we all know I have a business called Rebekah Scott Designs. We make beautiful purses and accessories that are both stylish and they're very well organized. I think both of them belong together. You can even custom make on the website. And my favorite thing right now from RSD, as we lovingly refer to it, is the BB style. It's a new 1948 Pioneer leather style that is so awesome. It's super chic. It's a medium to large size bag. It looks kind of European in nature. It has kind of the slouchy look and it makes me feel like $1 million. I'm not going to lie. When I wear that one, I'm like, oh, it's so good. It comes in about 6 to 7 different leather colors. So I do highly encourage you, go check out the BB style. It's amazing. And it's a new one from RSD that I'm super proud of. Then I also love our Lizzie's and our Jovi bags. And this is kind of a nod to the encourager as we organize our lives and we organize our businesses and our families. The Lizzie is a long flex frame pouch. So think of it like a pencil pouch or for your sunglasses or your readers or your blue light glasses. It just keeps everything nice and organized. I don't go anywhere without my Lizzie's. Like one of my Lizzie's has tampons in it. One of my Lizzie's has pens and highlighters and pencils. I don't go anywhere without pencils. And I have another one that holds my sunglasses. And I love the Lizzie for keeping organized, but always being able to write down my big ideas as quickly as possible. So definitely check out the Lizzies. I recommend getting 3 or 4 of them because you'll find tons of uses for them. And I also love our Jovi bags. And our Jovi bags is our version of a laptop cover or a portfolio, and it holds like the regular size manila folders, and it can hold your iPads or your laptops. And I love mine when I'm going to any meetings because it makes me look creative, for one, because I get to pick fun fabrics, and it's less of the black nylon. In the RSD world, we joke about my arch nemesis is black nylon. And I will go to my dying days with getting rid of all black nylon, because why would God create all these beautiful textures and fabrics and colors and patterns for us to default to black nylon? So if you find yourself carrying anything in black nylon, I highly encourage, even if it's not me, go find something different. That's like my arch nemesis. So I love the Jovi bag for my meetings, for staying organized when I'm at art shows, and for just keeping all of my big ideas in one awesome place. If you use the code Encourager on designyourownpurse.com, you guys, that is your code. You will get $10 off. So go ahead and use the code Encourager. If you're listening to this and you want to check out the BB, the Lizzie, or the Jovi, head over there. It's fantastic. I know you're going to love all three of those items. Category number 4 is my faith anchors. My friend Ellie Saxer, who's been a frequent guest on this podcast, gave me a devotional this year that has been transformative. I'm not sure about you, but it seems to me about every 3 to 4 years, I get a new devotional, and it's usually a gift from someone. And while all devotionals are good, I think they do have seasons. And this one just landed in such a beautiful, tough season for me that I was like, geez, I don't think Ellie and I could have picked this for myself. This is definitely something that Jesus laid in her lap to give to a lot of her friends. And I'll read to you what the book is about. Again, it is a devotional book called The Threshold, 50 Days of Prophetic Keys and Biblical Insights for Crossing Over. And the author is Craig Cooney. I'm going to read you the back of the book and explain why this one has just been really pivotal for me in this season. It says, we are standing at a significant threshold. It's the dawn of an era, a tipping point in history. And it's bringing massive global and personal transition. Everything has shifted. And the change isn't stopping. It is unnerving and unsettling. At times it feels like one long, dark hallway with no clear end in sight. And yet, amid all the shaking, God is repositioning and realigning his people for his purposes. And you are part of his sovereign plan. In The Threshold, pastor and prophetic voice Craig Cooney will take you on a 50-day journey to help you enter this new season with prophetic wisdom, clarity, and direction. This daily devotional will help you navigate the unseen turns that lie ahead and discern what the Lord is doing in the significant and pivotal time. You'll be equipped with biblical insights and real-life examples to walk with increasing confidence, spiritual authority, and anointing. And you'll develop this discipline of spending time in God's Word each day as you use this 50-day devotional as a tool for personal prayer and hearing from God. Get ready to step across the threshold. This book, in this season, I've had to make changes with RSD and the podcast and some of my staff members. And this book just really helped me to lean on God and his word and his provision for me. And I can't express to you enough how much this devotional has meant. I have been giving it away to a ton of my friends as we just kind of work. And my favorite part about the devotional is each of the chapters starts with Bible verses and related stories about what he is going to talk about. So you can think of the Bible characters and what they went through and apply that to your own life. So I highly recommend, again, we'll provide all the links for everything I'm talking to today, but the Threshold devotional has been a game changer and one of my faith anchors this season. My other faith anchor and one of my favorite things is the YouTube channel called Central Record. I really like this because it's just instrumental music, but it's really, really slow. And I use it when I look at my picture of Jesus and I spend my time with him. And it's soaking worship instrumental. So it's just really slow and beautiful and like immediately snaps me into like prayer mode. So I super like that YouTube channel. I'll also provide some links for that as well. Category number 5 is my favorite podcast right now, and one that I've been listening to since the beginning. Like, she already is probably 300 episodes in, but I started from episode 1, and I do highly recommend that. It's called Rewire Your Brain, the Peace and Positivity podcast by Liz Bagwell. I started from the beginning because this gal is very science-based. She's a scientist herself. And so I wanted to learn how the brain works and the science of it, but she's also faith-based. And I mean, she goes into so much details that You really do need to listen to the podcast episodes about twice, or at least I have to, and I can't be doing too many things at once because I'll miss what she is talking about. But man, I have loved this, to learn about brain health and how we're operating in the world, and also how God uniquely made us and how scientific He is and how beautiful our design is. And she also provides a ton of biohacks to give you less stress and to help heal the overwhelm and the burnout that we are most likely all suffering from. So I love her podcast. It's super easy to listen to, but it is packed with a ton of knowledge that I think we do need to have. One of my favorite biohacks that she mentions is to have no caffeine within 1 hour of waking up. There's something that's in your body, I can't even name it. It's some hormone, but it will help you if you don't have that caffeine within 1 hour of waking up. It just helps your brain a little bit. And she gives all these little tiny biohacks like that that'll just really transform your day in the tiniest way. And I'm a big fan of the 1% way. So listening to her podcast has helped with just those little tiny biohacks to help me. So make sure to check out Liz Bagwell's podcast, Rewire Your Brain. My other favorite podcast, which has been for about the last 5 years, is Albert Mohler's The Briefing. And this is the Christian worldview on current events. It just helps me know, like, what are the current events, but not having to know both sides of it. He just gives the Christian worldview of it. And I super like doing that one in the morning as just a newscast, so that I do understand the current events, but I can also understand from a Christian worldview how to respond to them. Category number 6 is just some joyful things that I enjoy. The Sojo Sunnies, these are available on Amazon, and I'll provide the link for them, but they're like $13 to $16, and I own like 4 pairs of them. It's no, like, my sister is. I am not a good sunglass person to like buy expensive sunglasses and then keep them nice. It just doesn't happen in my life. And I want several varieties because clearly I love accessories. I have a business where I design accessories for a living. So I want variety, and I want a lot of different pairs on them, and I don't want to spend a lot of money on them. So I love Sojo Sunnies. We'll be sure to link them in the show notes here, and they just make things more fun. And my other thing that has made me more joyful is really referring back to Bob Goff's Whimsy devotional book. And like when I'm picking up the kids or we're doing mundane things at home, is just asking myself, how could I do this more whimsical? And so the other day, it was just like coming out of the dollar store after getting some Band-Aids and some index cards for a school project. It was skipping with my youngest. Now, my middle schooler thought it was totally embarrassing, but my 10-year-old thought it was amazing. So I invite you just to remember to be more whimsical and to see the delight that he provides around us, especially when life is heavy. There is tons of ways of seeing where he is at work. And here's just a friendly reminder, you guys, while I have all these categories and all these different products, I just want you to celebrate how fun doesn't have to be expensive or complicated. Like we just talked about, a little bit of whimsy goes a long ways. $13 sunglasses, yep, sign me up. A really good podcast that helps me to heal my brain, yes, sign me up. A simple meeting with my spouse every single month that allows us to achieve some dreams that took a long time, but just a real practical way of realizing those dreams, yes. It doesn't have to be expensive to have fun, and it doesn't have to be multi-layered and really heavy. It can just happen at 1%. So sometimes we think it takes a whole retreat to reset us. I do encourage retreat, but sometimes that's not always an option for all of us. But often it's just the little things that bring back peace and presence and fun. So if you can't afford or can't do the whole retreat, what are some tiny things that you can do right now that will bring you a little bit of joy? I hope some of these will do that for you. Again, we'll provide the links and things. Send us direct messages with some of your favorite things right now. I love that on Instagram. I love when people share reels and where they share books or where they share new podcasts and resources and new sunglasses that they're loving. I love that. So make sure to engage with us on Instagram. I would love to see your favorite things. If this episode lifted you up or gave you any ideas, please send it to a friend who needs a little pick-me-up. Until next time, encouragers, we got this because he's got us. Thanks so much for tuning in. If the Encourager podcast has helped or encouraged you in any way, please subscribe to the show and leave a 5-star review. And then help us spread the message of encouragement and hope by sharing the podcast with others. Ready to bring more organization and joy into your life? The Encourager Academy helps you harmonize your home and work life through our online course and coaching programs. Our 5-system approach, me, food, family, work, and home, tackles your biggest obstacles, offering lifetime access to video lessons and guided worksheets. Learn at your own pace with practical tools and strategies. Enroll now at encourageracademy.com and use code WeGotThis for $50 off.
For some of us, personal finances aren't just personal. They include loved ones, neighbors, the communities we call home, and the causes we hold in our hearts. At Thrivent, planning your finances is bigger than just money. We help you put your plans into motion and faith into action so you can do more for the ones in your heart. Because sometimes all you need to make a difference is someone to help you make it happen. Thrivent, where money means more. Connect with us at Thrivent.com.